What is going on, everyone? Griffin here, coming at you with some Fixer gameplay, and today we're going to be talking about the perk changes that came in the mid-season update for the Mad Mercenaries update for Rogue Company. So let's head over and check it out. So these are the perk changes. We're going to start at the top and we are going to work our way down. So Life Drain had a reduction in cost on the rare version from 8,000 down to 7,000. On the epic version, it went from 11,000 down to 10,000, but the healing received went from 40 down to 35. And then also on the legendary version, there was no price change or no cost reduction, but it went from 60 healing down to 50 healing refund whenever you down someone. For Gunsmith, the cost for Gunsmith has been increased from 5,000 to 6,000 for the rare version. Epic is 7,500 to 8,500, and the legendary is 10,000 up to 12,000. So for shredder rounds, in the PTS notes, shredder rounds had the bonus ammo reserve completely removed from shredder rounds. They decided to give it back to us, but they reduced the bonus ammo reserve part of all levels of shredder rounds by approximately 50%. So for rare shredder rounds, it increases damage to armor and deployables from 10 to 15%, and the price has been increased from 5,000 to 5,500. For epic, it does 20% damage, increased damage to armor and deployables, and the price has been increased from 7,000 to 7,500. And then for legendary shredder rounds, the price increase has gone from 9,000 to 10,000, but it has a 25% increased damage to armor and deployables. So for Life Drain, I've ran a couple of rogues that have the legendary version of Life Drain and also the epic version of Life Drain, I believe, as well. And it is something that is kind of noticeable, but it's not as impactful as I thought it was going to be initially whenever we were looking at this. The epic version of it could have stayed at 40. I know why they dropped it down, because it's like, well, you have one that costs 10,000, you've got one that costs 12,000. One does 40 HP, one does 50 HP. Does it make sense? So Life Drain to me still needs to be a perk that needs to be absolutely reworked, in my opinion. I do like the idea of downing someone and gaining HP back. Like, it's almost good enough to be someone's passive ability, right? And is exactly what I think that it should be. Like, get rid of Lancer's roll reload and just give her Life Drain and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be perfect. Remove Life Drain, rework it into another perk, and the stars would align, in my opinion. But I do think that Life Drain does need a rework, because like getting that immediate refund of HP whenever you down someone, you know, right now doesn't feel good. Now, I'm still holding out reservations at this point, because once all of the weapon changes are actually introduced into the game in full swing, then it may not be as impactful as it currently is. But as it stands right now, with Lancer that can run, you know, legendary Life Drain, run shotguns, run the 24S, you know, run all this stuff and continue to get consistent downs to the point where she's down in multiple people and healing back up all the way to 100% health, it still feels very rough. On other characters, Life Drain doesn't feel that bad, right? You've got Glimpse. I ran her with legendary Life Drain. It still feels good on Glimpse, but it doesn't feel like absolutely out of place or anything like that. I do think reducing it down to 50, and then whenever you're in a gunfight, then getting that 50 HP bump, which in reality is only going to negate like 3 bullets before you start taking damage to where you previously were. So it is helping out in the sense of like you can pop down someone and get to cover, but as far as like fully tanking someone and fully being able to run at them and wreck them, it's not as impactful in a lot of ways. Like I said, Life Drain to me needs to be reworked into a different perk, because it's either a perk that's going to feel really, really good or feel really, really bad. And right now it's kind of like, I don't want to. Right now, it feels weird because we don't have all the weapon changes in the game right now, right? So that's something that we got to look forward to. As far as Gunsmith, it makes sense why they have increased the price of this, and I'm fine with it. Like, Gunsmith is a very strong perk. It's been a very strong perk since it was put into the game, especially whenever it gave the 3 bullets to the Arbitrator and the Tier. But it's still a very good weapon, and it's still something that a lot of people gravitate towards, myself included. So I'm okay with the increased price. Let's spread the economy out just a little bit. as far as shredder rounds is concerned, doing increased damage to armor is absolutely a win, in my opinion, right? And with it being as low as it was before, we had initially 10, 15, and 20% increased damage. Now we've got 15, 20, and 25. Maybe bump it up slightly, right, to something that it feels even more impactful because of the amount of rogues that actually have access to armor in the game. You do have one hard counter for that with Fixer, but at the end of the day, Shredder Rounds does feel better. It's in a better spot, and the price increase justifies the actual increase in damage to armor and deployables. So at the end of the day, I'm fine with that. I think that these perk changes are all really, really good. Like I said, Life Drain possibly needs to be reworked. Gunsmith feels good and has felt good for a very long time. And Shredder Rounds is just giving us more, more burn potential to people's armor, which is always a much welcomed change in Rogue Company. But be sure to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that Life Drain needs to be reworked? Do you think that Gunsmith is worth the increased price that they have added to it? And what are your thoughts on Shredder Rounds as a whole, as a perk? And do you think that they should increase the percentage damage done to armor by any? Do you think it feels good where it's at, or do you think it feels too powerful? Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments. Also, be sure to check that description for links to Facebook, Discord, and Twitter. Those are the places to contact me. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, then consider hitting that join button to become one of the 256 crew members. Lastly, on Thursdays from 8 until 11 p.m. Central Time, Sundays from 10 a.m. until we get tired, I will be streaming here on YouTube. So if you're interested and available, please feel free to stop by and say hello there. Thanks for watching, guys. He's one shot. Yeah.
Fucking. He's right there.
I got her. She ran like 20 feet before her body fell.
Can't believe you done this.